Hello and welcome to episode 22 of Gojenn Podcast. I am Gojenn, your hostess. Today is Sunday, June 28th, I believe. Last week was Father's Day and I forgot to mention it. So any of you that had fathers or have fathers or know fathers, I hope that everybody had a good Father's Day. I have been just crafting my little self as hard as I could go this week. I had several goals that I wanted to make sure I got done. If you notice any little bling here, these are earrings and they are by Sassafras Creations. And this, they are part of what I got with my $50 Etsy gift card that I won from a challenge on the Fat Squirrels website. So Amy Beth, thank you. I like it. What they are, I'm afraid I hate almost to take one out, but they're made from knitting needles that have been cut up and then really beautifully put together. Ha! Isn't that just the neatest thing? She is on Etsy, and I had seen her jewelry in person at a previous knitting and crochet convention that was held in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I wanted them so bad that day, but at the time my budget said you can buy yarn or you can buy earrings, but you can't have both. So I got yarn. But thanks to Amy Beth, the Fat Squirrel, I have new earrings out of old knitting needles. So cool, cool, cool. Another thing that I used my gift certificate for, there's just something about spending a gift card. Like after Christmas, when you get a gift card to some shop, it's like there's a whole world of possibilities. You could buy absolutely anything up to that limit. So isn't that great? You know, I had the best time. I went on and I made favorites, and then I would sit and I would go, well, now, had I rather have this or this or this, or like the eye doctor, better now or before? I just had the best time. And so I got my earrings, and then I got a, if you are at all into planners and things, there's a craze going on right now called the Midoris. The Midori planner. They're Japanese and they're uber expensive, and basically all they are is a leather cover that then you put notebooks inside to keep up with things. But basically what you pay for is this leather cover. So of course I don't have a Midori. I have a faux dory. This is from Foxy Fix on Etsy. I went, there's many shops that have the... Let's try that again. I am babysitting my grand dog, Hank, and so I have 3 dogs that are protecting me right now. So I think they thought it was maybe the Hulk outside, so, but it turns out not to have been. Anyway, I bought a Foxy Fix Midori type cover, and then I have had just the best time shopping for little notebooks and a planner and trying to decide what I'm going to do with these things. They have elastics. It's too hard for me to show you, but they have elastics that go through the notebooks, and then you just put in whatever you want to. And I am having a lot of fun with this. I'm going to try to do a journaling challenge from YouTube for the month of July, and so I'm looking forward to that. I used to journal a lot more. I think journaling really helps sort things out for your mind, because I think the ideas and worries and happy things, I think they're kind of floating around in your brain like vegetables in vegetable soup. They're just floating around there. And a planner, a journal, or something like that helps them line up and make sense to you, so that you can either discard them because they're not necessary, or you can use them. So anyway, I won't say any more about that other than yay, I love it. Yesterday, my goal yesterday was to finish my first sock, and so I got up and I got knitting. I was going to finish that sock, and as I had finished the foot part and was getting ready to Kitchener the toe together, when my daughter called, and she and her husband and my grandson are on a little weekend getaway. And she said, somebody has called and said that a tree's fallen on my car. Can you go check it at home? And so she doesn't live far away from me, thank goodness. So my husband and I dashed over there, and I just took it upon myself to document everything. I didn't actually do any work, but I supervised. It was very, very humid. Terrible humidity. But at any rate, when we first got there, it looked horrible. The tree had missed her car, which I'm not sure how old her car is, but her son is 11, and I think she had it maybe for a year at least before he was born. A little Ford Escort. I think it's indestructible, because after they pulled the tree limbs off of it, not a scratch. There was one dent, but didn't even break a tail light. No windows broken, nothing. So we were very fortunate, and I had a good time watching the guys sweat while they cleaned it all. But anyway, so then I came back home, and what did I do? Can you hear that? That is the sound of 5 double-pointed needles in my little DPN keeper. And do you know why that is so special? Because we dashed off. I was knitting when she called, and then we dashed off. And when I came back, I only had 4 needles. I could not. I searched. I got down on my hands and knees, looked under the chair, and felt down in the sides of it, where you find all the old pieces of who knows what. Went through my trash can, went through the laundry pile, just everywhere that it could possibly be, and I got really ticked off that I had lost one of my pretty little Knit Picks Caspian size 1 DPNs, 2.25 millimeters, that I bought particularly for the sock. And I was glad that I was finishing the sock. I went ahead and Kitchenered the toe, because you use a needle to do the Kitchenering. And then later last night, when, you know, this is my chair. that y'all are so familiar with seeing. It is a lazy boy, and so when I lay back and I want to stretch out, I do the feet part of the lazy boy up. There, in one of the folds, it's like this, I saw a tiny glint of green. And there it was. My 5th DPN. I was so excited. I gave that DPN a stern lecture about running off. Told it not to do it again and put it in its case. Am I ever going to show you the dad blame sock before I get off on so many different... Do you ever feel around for something and you think, it's not there, where did I put it? Ladies, and if any gentlemen happen to be watching, I present to you a sock. And this is beautiful yarn. The colorway is Tainted Love. It is by CYBORGS CRAFTROOM that I got from Simply Socks online. This neon line is where the heel will go in, and that is the toe. I'm not sure who's going to get these socks, or this one anyway. I'm going to go ahead and make the second one. But can you see how much trouble I have getting it on? And believe me, my foot is way bigger than my hand. I don't know. Maybe once I wash it and block it, it will grow 3 or 4 sizes. But I doubt it. But there is that wonderful Kitchener toe. I don't find Kitchenering that difficult. Maybe it's because I come from a crochet background. I don't know. But I mean, it's just another thing to do. And it's not difficult. It really, I don't find it to be difficult. Not near as difficult as remembering to do your stitch pattern. That's difficult. You know, like when I got up to the toe decreases, you're supposed to do 1 row decrease, 1 row plain, not row but round, you know what I'm saying. 1 row decrease, 1 row plain, and so on. And so what did I do? Decrease, 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 oops. Plain, 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 plain. Oh well. These are my first socks. I wasn't going to rip them out. They're not bad, you know. This yarn is absolutely gorgeous. And we'll just see. I'm thrilled to have 1 sock done. Today is Sunday, and before this day is over, I plan to cast on and start the ribbing for sock number 2. I have until June 19th, I believe, for the Harry Potter House Cup. I proposed a pair of socks as my Phoenix challenge. So I would like to go ahead and do that. I want a pair. I want to get that behind me, and then I can try again. Because I've learned so much with making them. I like a plain vanilla sock because I don't want to have to concentrate on a stitch pattern. And I'm not an accomplished enough knitter to be able to understand the knit stitches that I make and what effect they have on the fabric. You know what I'm saying? It's taken me a while to understand the difference between a left-leaning decrease and a right-leaning decrease. So, I have no progress whatsoever to report on my Jordan for this week. I had other things I wanted to finish, the sock, namely, and my spinning project. And so My Jordan got no love at all. However, during the month of July, I will have 3 days off work extra. There'll be the holiday, July 4th, for my mom's birthday, and which we take that on Friday, the 3rd. And then I have 2 vacation days to take in this month. So, and I'm going to make long weekends. So that's going to be good for July. And I will get, I am confident even, yeah, I really am, that I'm going to finish the Jordan lace top. It's not something that you can pick up and do a couple rows on and put it back down. It really is not. You have to concentrate, know where you are. It's not difficult, but if you get messed up about where you are, you just, yeah, no. I've done that enough. I don't want to do it anymore. Another project that I completed this week is a little sock square, sock yarn blanket square. This was for the Harry Potter challenge. These I can do when I'm really tired. When I'm so tired that my eyes won't focus clearly, I can make a sock yarn blanket square. And that's basically, I did it one night this week just for the extra class challenge. And the prompt in the group was to make something remembering the beaches at Normandy for D-Day this year. So this is this kind of sand-colored yarn surrounded with the blood of so many fallen. So that was my, sorry, I'm sorry. But anyway, that was what it was. What else have I done this week? Drum roll, please. This is my Ronaldsay. The fiber, if you remember, that my friend Hreow, H-R-E-O-W, she's on Ravelry, and she lives in Scotland, and she kindly gifted me a bump of roving, basically, excuse me, from local sheep to her, which are Ronaldsay. I'm sorry. And these lovely goats live on the beaches of Scotland, and they eat seaweed. And then crazy people like me make yarn out of their fleece. So this week I started after the podcast last week and started spinning, I think. I didn't have any done last week, though. Anyway, started spinning, and I spun it all and then finished up yesterday. And then today I decided to chain ply it, which is it yields a 3-ply yarn. I love that technique. I'm planning on using it a lot in the Tour de Fleece with the fleeces that I have to spin. So, and you'll see that I have my little cotton ties while it's on the nitty-knotty, because once it comes off the nitty-knotty, it's hard to corral it after that. Let me see if I can. So it's definitely under tension while it's on the nitty-knotty. And this I got from Etsy as well. It's PVC pipe, and it just comes apart like so. It came in its own little bag. And I have to get my instructions out every time I do it to make sure that I get winding in the right direction. Once you get going, you're fine, but I'm always like, I'll go from here to here. So, and then that I just hang up with the rest of my project bags until I need to skein something up on my nitty-notty. And you can buy very expensive nitty-notties, over $100, wood. And I'm not saying they're not worth it. Okay, that's not my point. But this is PVC, and I really think that this cost me $10. Because when it comes down to it, yes, I could have a beautiful wooden nitty-notty for $100. Or I could have a really neat, handy, sturdy, collapsible nitty-notty for $10 plus $90 of yarn or fleece. I know which one I'd rather have, which is not to say I don't splurge on other things, but I quite often try to make the decision in my mind based on, you know, which would I rather have. There you go. You can see it a little bit better there, maybe. It's a beautiful, it came out beautiful, beautifully chain plied. It looks like it's supposed to. It's a little bit still kinky, but nothing like, if you remember my my first yarn, and I mean it was just really, really kinky, very kinky, even after it was washed. So this I'm just expecting to do wonderfully. And then to make a skein, you twist it on itself and twist it until it will do that. And then you just fit it around and put this one end through the other end. Yardage wise, it is chain plied, so that was, I want to say, 152 yards chain plied, which means I started with a single that was 3 times that length. Okay, are you with me still? Because I took that one bobbin of unplied yarn, and then I chain plied it so that it turned into 3 threads that were then twisted together. And so my original yardage was, I want to, something like 450 yards, something like that, 456. I did the math on a calculator, I don't know. But I'm really very happy with that. Don't know what I'll do with it yet. That may be a scarf. I don't know. I'm not going to dye it immediately. I'm just going to let the skein hang out for a while. And then the next time I do some dyeing, I will do something with that. So that is the extent of my crafting for the week. It doesn't really sound like a whole lot, but boy was it. You know, spinning that much yarn and finishing that sock truly, truly, truly made me happy. And I did have to spend quite some time playing with my new planner. I'm so excited to have it. I try to spend at least 1 hour at night, and that's kind of easy for me to do because I can start a podcast. And most podcasts are either 30 minutes long or an hour long, you know, somewhere in there. So 1 or 2 podcasts would be my length of time to spend. And that worked just fine for me. However, there was no watching podcasts or any of that stuff when I was trying to finish that sock up. That required total focus. Don't screw it up. So, so my plan, my crafting plan for this week. What is my plan? Sock number 2. I would really like to get that done before the 19th so that I can submit it for that challenge in Harry Potter. Because I have tried to do, to knit my first pair of socks, I don't know, 4 or 5 times before. So I want to do it, get it done, and then I can relax because that's my first pair done. You know, and you learn so many lessons with the first pair. Okay, books. I wanted to, oh wait, planning. I hadn't finished planning, sorry. Planning, sock number 2. Get it going and knit. July 4th, which is next Saturday, is the beginning of Tour de Fleece. And people all over the world are participating just to see if they can meet their own goals, their own plans. There's no winning other than we all, you know, everybody gets a ribbon or something. Not really. But it's, you make your own goal and then you just see how you do. My goal is to spend at least 30 minutes a day during the Tour de Fleece. I can do that. Additionally, when I sit down, I usually spend about an hour before I get tired. And when I get tired, I start making mistakes. So it's like a timer goes off because I'll break the yarn or I'll just mess up completely. And so it really does work for me. So, plan. Sock 2, Tour de Fleece starts on next Saturday. On July 1st, which is Wednesday of this week, a new set of challenges will come out on Ravelry for the Harry Potter House Cup and for the other group that I play in, which is Nerdopolis. And that's just trying to answer the challenges. Like this sock yarn square, or yeah, sock yarn blanket square. I didn't have to make it. It wasn't required, but it's 15 points in Harry Potter House Cup, and I've got a blanket square done. So anyway, that's what it is for. Also, I am going to try to do some challenges in my planner journal. So I want to... I figured that was going to happen. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Unless, well, you can go to the bathroom if you have to go to the bathroom. But apparently we thought the Hulk was here again, but it really wasn't. So you don't have to worry. We're okay. And I am very well protected. 3 little dogs that will nip at the Hulk's ankles should anything really happen. I had to turn my fan this way. It's not as hot today as it's been being. Here in Southern Virginia, it's been around the high 90 Fahrenheit degrees every day for 2 weeks now. And it has cooled off some, but the humidity is just maddening. You just instantly drench in sweat. Just even ladies like me perspire. Yeah, right. It's sweat. Okay, books. Let's see. Timebound was the Kindle book I was reading, and I skipped books altogether last week, so this is a 2-week book catch-up. And see, I'm going to have a podcast planning page in my planner, and maybe I won't jump all over the place like I'm doing now. Sorry. Timebound in the Chronos trilogy by Rhysa Walker. I finished it. I liked it. It was, it feels more like young adult, YA teen kind of reading, because it was not too difficult, and, you know, kind of true love themes, but time travel, it's always cool. And so I started, after that, I started The Things We Set on Fire. That's the name of the book. The Things We Set on Fire by Deborah Reed. I'm really liking that. I'm really liking that. It's a mom with grown children. One grown child is doing just fine. The other one is like a failure, and now we're going to see what happens. You know, that's going to be the rest of the book, I think, is they're going to be thrown together, and we'll see. So I am still listening to The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I love it. Love it. 2 thumbs up. And I would do toes too, but they need a pedicure. I love The Goldfinch. Unfortunately, the main character, his name is Theo, he is human. Part of me would really prefer if he were a little saint, and then he wouldn't screw up and make himself sad and cause himself problems, because, you know, everybody else can see it besides yourself. So anyway, I love that, and so I listen to that, and I am reading The Things We Set on Fire on the Kindle. So my plans were to get Sock 2 going, spend some significant time on the Jordan lace top. I hope to have at least 2 repeats by the time I see you again next week, okay? Because I will have Friday off from work. Saturday is July 4th, which my mom and my sister and my daughter are all running a 5K race that day, so darn it, that takes away from my crafting time. Very idea. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm just glad I don't have to do it, and I'm hoping that it's not 100 degrees. So, it is my mom's birthday, and she will be 80. Love her much. Hi, Mom. So, we've done plans. The new challenges will come out, and when they come out, I kind of take the things that are in my queue, the patterns that I'd like to make, or my growing stash of hand-spun yarn. I would like to start doing something with that. Making a hat, or 2 or 3 or 4. Not sure, but by the time I talk to y'all next week, I'll know, because that's the kind of thing I really spend time getting my plan down, because I don't want to craft without points. Why would you do such a thing? No, it just helps me. It motivates me, and gives me, instead of me wandering off in 40 directions, it really focuses me in on the projects I want to actually make. So, I do have a favor to ask of everybody. If you have enjoyed this podcast, I hope so. I guess if you're still here, you probably did. If you didn't, you probably went, this lady's nuts, and you've gone on. Well, you wouldn't be hearing me say that, but nevertheless. I would really appreciate a like. You just click the little thumbs up and like the video. And subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, I would appreciate that. And of course, please join our Ravelry group. If you like it, if you like my podcast, I would appreciate it if you would tell your friends. If you really like it, you can tell your family too. Silly, I know. But I would really appreciate that. Always trying to grow the podcast so that our community grows. And I'm really here to be with all of you, so I would appreciate it if you would tell me. I don't like that. I wish you wouldn't do that. Somebody commented that they were glad that I got rid of the music in the beginning. I don't know which way. And me too, because it was annoying. The music, I couldn't figure out how to make it not as loud, and it just came on. And so I like my little, I do the episode thing. And now today, at the end of the podcast, I have a little slideshow of my yarn that I spun, of my daughter's car and how it looked, and my sock and stages. So, I'm really proud of that stuff. That's why I like sharing it with y'all so much. I hope you enjoy it too. So until next week, have a wonderful July 4th. I know it's somebody's birthday out there because your birthday is the same day as my mom's. So have a happy birthday. Have a great 4th. Be safe. Have a week filled with love and laughter. And I will see you next week. Bye.